tend to sort of dominate. So very different style of play, very different way of working, but their achievement is the equal of ours. I just think I can't hear you.
So, have you actually seen it yet, or is this going to be the first time tonight?
I've watched the first one. I've not seen the last one yet, so I'm going to watch the last one tonight for the first time. Yeah, it was United's greatest season. It always will be, I think. I don't think you can ever beat that for drama. Look, I don't think we look back that often too much as players. I think we always make sure that we live in the future and we always try and achieve what we can. But 25 years on from that sort of special moment, it was worth looking back and just, a bit of nostalgia is good sort of once in a while.
And do you get together with the guys?
Some of them, yeah. I mean, obviously the lads that still live in Manchester, Nicky, Ryan, Scholesy, Bex, obviously I see quite a bit. Phil, I see less of Phil than anyone else actually, because he lives over in America now. So yeah, the ones that are around in Manchester, and I see some of them obviously. I see Roy quite obviously on Sky and doing the overlap with him, and I see some of the other lads as well when they're doing the media round. See Yap quite a lot and Peter Schmeichel. So yeah, it's good.
I was actually still some photography that season.
Yeah.
So I think like most of the games, you can tell the sort of excitement.
Yeah.
The ups and downs.
Yeah.
They all come back to you.
Yeah, but look, it was an exciting time. There was a thrill around that season. You couldn't have got better football matches. The comebacks, red cards, penalty misses, late goals, great goals. Playing against the best teams in Europe and obviously in our country all the way through. We played against every top side. It felt like the culmination of a sort of a dream that probably we all had to get to the pinnacle and sort of the very top of football. And that season we did it, thankfully.
This season, it seems to be struggling a bit. Do you think
this season?
Yeah. Do you think if the coming to watch the documentary, it might be a bit inspirational for them?
That's what I'd hope. I mean, look, history can be your friend and it can be your enemy when you look back, and sort of I'd hope that Manchester United's history can inspire the current group. And look, there is a really important game in 3 weeks against Manchester City in the cup final, and that could be the start of something very special. They have to look at it that way, I hope, because it didn't all start with a treble for us or for Sir Alex Ferguson. It started in 1989 with an FA Cup win against Crystal Palace at Wembley, and 10 years later Manchester United won the Champions League, but it took 10 years from that FA Cup win. So I think that it's really important to reflect upon the fact that I grew up in the 80s as a United fan when we didn't win the league, so you can't always be successful, and I hope the current group can win against City in a few weeks, find a way to win somehow, and that could be the start of something that could create great belief. No, but we did know at the time, I think, those of us who were United fans, how special it was, because we'd had the Champions League, the European Cup success of '68. We knew about this. We knew how important it was, the statue of Best Law and Charlton, the Busby Babes, the journey in Europe. We knew that it was important, and obviously we'd won the double already as a group of players, some in '94, us in '96, and some in both. So we'd won the FA Cup and Premier League a few times. It was always the Champions League that was the icing on the cake, the cherry, if you like. And I think from that point of view, we knew how big it was. We knew. I remember saying to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that night, "You don't know what you've just done." Honestly, it hit me the minute that goal went in. I lay on the floor and looked up because I was a United fan. I knew that what we'd done was monumental, not just forget the treble, but just the actual winning the Champions League. So to look, and what they did was amazing. So I would never take away from what they did. The only thing I would say is from our point of view that our games probably were more dramatic. We had so many games where we won in the last minute, or we had people sent off and we had missed penalties, and some of the best games I've ever seen or been part of were in that season for us. So maybe it was more dramatic hours because of the style of play we have. They're just a machine the way they play, and they don't give teams a chance. So it always feels a little bit more methodical, but they're equal achievements.